What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy Monday. We've got some more safeties to go through here, and we are now firmly down into day three. We're actually down into round five and on. So we're going to be moving pretty quickly through these guys. They're not the most interesting prospects in the world, and I don't think there's a lot of starter potential here. These are guys you look at for special teams and backup roles. Not to say that that doesn't matter, not to say that doesn't have value, but we're definitely in a certain range of the draft now. So first guy we're going to look at here is Sebastian Castro of Iowa Hawkeye safety, already 24 when the season starts, and he's got pretty decent size, kind of short arms, but the testing was very weak. He's not a very good athlete. He gets by on his smarts, on his ability to read plays. He runs almost a 4.6 40, almost a 1.6 10-yard split. No explosiveness whatsoever. Change of direction is very weak. Not really much going on there. Now, some big boards do like him enough to put him in about the fifth. That is where he is on the aggregate. Pretty good production the last couple years. 4 interceptions, 9 passes passes. How should I put that? Passes broken up. Coverage numbers have been okay. I will say that his PFF grade fell significantly in 2024, which is kind of rare. He's mostly a box safety. He's really good playing up in the box. He's really good against the run. If you put him in that role where he's playing up or coming up to stop the run, he's good. He's aggressive when he comes up, when he's put back deep, and then he comes up to attack the run. He's aggressive and he guns down with assertiveness. He's a big hitter. And he's got good instincts when he's in zone. He's good at sitting back in zone, watching the play develop and reading the play, putting himself in position to go make a play on the ball. He's going to be good on special teams, and he played a good amount at nickel corner at Iowa as well, so he should be able to bring a little bit of that to the table. Now, I don't know about that nickel corner stuff at the NFL. He's such a lackluster athlete. He may not be able to hang with nickel corner stuff like man cover is probably not going to be in his future. You have to be a little more athletic usually to be good in man coverage. He's not going to be any kind of like a deep safety. He's not going to be able to handle that kind of stuff at all. He's not a bad tackler, but on a technical level, I think he's unsound. He does a lot of like trying to lay a big lick instead of being a form tackler. And he doesn't really do a very good job working through traffic. He gets stuck on blockers. So I don't think there's really a lot to be into here, especially on this defense, but even beyond this defense, he's just such a lackluster athlete. So I ended up putting him in about the sixth round. I just don't see much here. I'm not excited about this. It's too narrow. And even within that narrow silo where he can be good, it's not that good. Excuse me. Okay, Malachi Moore is our next guy, Alabama safety. 23 years old when the season starts. Decent size, but his arms are tiny, like real tiny. 20, not even 29 and 3/4. So big problem there. Again, fifth rounder, approximately. Decent production the last couple years. 122 tackles, 8 for loss, 3 picks, 13 passes batted down. Really good coverage numbers last year, allowed 13 completions all season. So what I can say about Moore as a player, he's willing to stick his nose in there in run support. He's not at all passive or unsure of himself coming up to get involved against the run. He should be somewhat versatile. I think he'll be able to do box safety stuff at least competently. I think he'll be able to do deep safety stuff. He'll be able to play a robber role. He'll be able to do center field stuff competently at least. So there is versatility here, which I do like. He was one of the leaders on that Alabama defense. He was considered a locker room leader for the Crimson Tide, and that's no joke. And he's decently rangy enough to be the last line of defense. I think if you put him in single high, yeah, you're really stretching him, but he's rangy enough to cover ground back there and probably hold up. He's never going to be a good tackler because of his short arms. You can't really wrap up that well when your arms are that short most of the time. So I don't think he'll ever be a very good tackler. He's not a very good athlete. He does depend on his reads and his instincts. He's not a particularly notable physical specimen. He doesn't work through traffic well. Blockers get on him and just kind of bury him. And I don't think he's going to be able to hang in man coverage either. I don't think the athleticism is there. So once again, we're talking about a guy with a fairly narrow use case. The difference is I think there is actually a little fleck of versatility here where at least he can be kind of competent in most areas, even if he's not good in any of them. So I think that the versatility helps a little bit, and I think he's going to be a good backup in the NFL. I just don't think there's enough gas in the tank for him to actually really be good at anything. Like, I would be hard pressed to say what is he good at. Is he going to be good in the box? No. He'll be competent. Is he going to be good as a deep safety, a single high safety? No, he might be competent. So I'd go late fourth rounder, early fifth rounder, somewhere in there. I think he will be a good backup, but I ended up putting him about not too far from where the aggregate is. Okay, next one up is going to be RJ Mickens. RJ Mickens of Clemson, the Tigers, 24 years old. About average size as far as safeties go. Arm length is good, 76th percentile. Testing numbers were mixed. 40 time was okay, average, about. Vert was massive, out of nowhere, because nothing else really stands out. Change of direction's awful, though. Big boards, again, we're looking at, like, early 6th, I think, 180. Pick 180 is right near the early part of the 6th, I think. Good production last year. 75 tackles, 7 passes batted down, 2 picks. Coverage numbers, relatively good, reasonable. PFF grade almost got up to 88, which is actually really good. So that's intriguing. His father played in the NFL, so he does have NFL bloodlines. Worth noting, always worth considering when you're looking at guys like this. He's got good play diagnosis skills, his ability of sitting back in zone, reading the play, and then making decisions based on his read. I think he does have good reading skills. He's a hard hitter. He has great tackling technique as well, so he's not sacrificing his tackling integrity to lay big hits. He's constantly in the right place to make a play on the ball. So he is going to be somebody who has good instincts. He's great in the box as well. So there's definitely some stuff here that I like with Mickens. Definitely some stuff that I appreciate. Now, he's not a very good athlete. As you can see, the testing scores, like I said, were mixed. So his ability to capitalize on his read is a little bit limited by his lack of speed and explosiveness. He's not really capable of doing stuff in man coverage. He's not good in man coverage. The change of direction skills kill you in man coverage. Didn't seem to play as fast as his 4.5 40 indicated, or 4.49 40 indicated. So there's some concern about how his speed translates to the football field. But I like his instincts. I like his tackling. I think there's enough here to where you are at least getting a good backup and maybe a competent starter in the right situation. Like, safety is a position where some teams feel like they can get away with having a not stellar player as long as the other stuff on the team is working. If you're a team like that, maybe you look at Mickens and go, that guy could be a starter. I think he's going to do an okay job overcoming his athletic limitations because he is instinctive and he does have good play reading skills. So I'd say 4th round, and then we'll try to figure it out from there. So I'm a little higher on him than most. One more guy for this video, Caleb Ransaw of Tulane, 22, small school guy, about average size as far as safeties go, just under 6 feet, 197 pounds. Arm length, little substandard, not terrible though. Really impressive athletic scores though. He's very fast, 4.33 40, 96th percentile. Very big vert, 40-inch vert, 10-foot 9-inch broad. So he's a really good athlete. We have a little bit of a mix of things going on with the big boards, but the 6th round is where the aggregate puts him. Numbers over the last couple of years have been kind of forgettable, but not terrible. The coverage metrics are actually nice. He doesn't get targeted a ton, and he doesn't give up a lot of completions. I think Ransaw also plays a lot of corner, by the way, so that's worth noting going forward here. I can imagine him being a decent safety. I could imagine him being a good big nickel. Like if you put him in that nickel role, I think that he could find some success. He's a really good all-around athlete. Like I said, he stands out athletic-wise for this part of the draft. He's a really good tackler as well. He's a form tackler. He doesn't miss a lot. He's willing to play physically when the situation calls for it. He's willing to work through traffic. He's willing to take on contact. And I think he'll be a really good special teamer at least. Even if he doesn't pan out on defense, he should be good on special teams. I don't know if he'll be able to handle man coverage. I don't think that his I don't think that the way in which he reacts to things, I don't think his reactive athleticism and change of direction is going to be enough for the NFL. His click and close is kind of delayed. It feels like he makes the read and then he's a little bit hesitant to actually gun it and go for it. He'll probably be scheme specific in the NFL, and he doesn't have very good ball skills. He makes some good reads. He does some good things, but then he kind of struggles at the actual point of catch. 5 passes defensed over the last 2 years combined. So he's got a few different chances to make it in the NFL, which I like. I like the fact that this guy could be a good safety, could be a good outside corner, could be a good nickel corner, and will be almost certainly a really good special teamer. So I actually went 4th round on him. That might be a little overzealous. I liked Ransaw, though. I like these guys that have multiple opportunities to hit, that have a lot of athleticism to fall back on. All right, so that's going to be it for this video. I will see you guys a little later today. Go Hawks. We got 2 more safety videos, and then we're on to our final position tomorrow. So stay tuned and keep on listening, and we are just about ready to take this home. Go Hawks.